Why did Elon Musk take out $61 million in mortgages? He's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And Mark Zuckerberg? He has more than enough cash to buy his houses outright, yet he uses mortgage financing too. Before you think, well, I guess I should go borrow more money because billionaires do it, please don't do that. I'm a mortgage broker in Canada, and my job is not to convince you to borrow more, it's to help you understand your mortgage and home equity options so that your mortgage supports your family's financial security today, your flexibility tomorrow, and help you build long-term wealth. You are not Elon Musk. I am not Elon Musk. And here's the interesting question. Why would someone who can easily pay cash choose not to? Because the wealthy don't ask, how fast can I kill this mortgage? They ask, what is this mortgage debt allowing my cash to do instead? In this video, I show you 4 principles that can change the way you think about mortgage debt and help you decide whether paying it off, keeping cash available, or strategically using your home equity makes more sense for your bigger wealth picture. And stay with me until the end for the 3 questions that I believe every homeowner should ask before putting another large lump sum payment against their mortgage. But here's the trap. You can be completely mortgage free and still feel totally stuck. Here's something I see in my work as a mortgage broker. Homeowners can have tremendous net worth on paper and still have surprisingly little financial flexibility. Imagine you have a house with $1.5 million. You owe $500,000 on the mortgage and you have $500,000 cash sitting in the bank. You decide to write a check and pay off the house. Mortgage gone, poof, amazing, right? But where did the $500,000 cash go? It went into the walls, the roof, the kitchen, and the driveway. It's still your equity, but it's no longer sitting there as liquid cash. If a great opportunity pops up next week, you can't walk into your kitchen, tap on the marble countertop, and ask it to give you the $500,000 back. Think of cash like fuel in your car. You don't carry extra fuel because you expect the car to break down. You carry it so that you can keep driving it if the next gas station is closed. Equity is locked in the drywall. Cash is fuel in the tank. Paying off mortgage debt lowers monthly payment. Keeping cash gives you options. Those are 2 very different things. If you're wondering how much of your own wealth is tied up in your home, start with a homeowner wealth assessment. Use the QR code or link below. And if the assessment raises questions about your mortgage, liquidity, or available equity, you can book a call with me using the QR code. We'll look at your mortgage options in the context of what you're actually trying to accomplish, not simply how much you can borrow. The wealthy don't just ask if they can pay off their mortgage. They ask what else that money could be doing instead. That's the concept of opportunity cost, and it might be the single most valuable financial question a homeowner can learn to ask. Let's say you have $500,000 in cash and a $500,000 mortgage. Option A, put all $500,000 into the house. Option B, keep some cash in reserve. Put some into investments, maybe start a business, or hold on to it for the next market crash when prices are cheap. There isn't one right answer here. The point is to ask, is dumping every spare dollar into the house the absolute best use of that money right now? We just established that equity is not cash. Here's a homeowner trap nobody talks about. You can live in a $2 million house, owe the bank nothing, and still have a cash flow problem. Your net worth can look fantastic on paper while your flexibility disappears. That's what I call being house rich and cash poor. Your kitchen island might be worth a fortune, but Costco still won't take it at the checkout. And as a mortgage broker, this is one of the situations I want Canadian homeowners to recognize. You can have hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars of net worth sitting inside your home while having relatively little flexibility outside of it. That's what I mean by trap equity. My job is not to convince you to borrow more. It is to help you understand the mortgage and equity options available to you and whether or not any of them actually support the financial outcome you're trying to achieve. Now, to see how this plays out in real life, consider a farmer with a bag of seeds. At the end of the day, the farmer could eat all the seeds. Hunger solved today. But what happens next spring? He has nothing left to plant. Sometimes your money needs to be eaten. Sometimes it needs to be planted so it can grow. And sometimes it needs to sit quietly and safely in the barn until you figure out what the weather is doing. Every dollar has a job. So the next time you're about to dump a giant clunk of cash into your mortgage, don't just ask, how much interest will this save me? Ask, what am I giving up by locking this money away? If you like having a mortgage broker explain the strategy behind the mortgage, not just quote a rate, subscribe to this channel. That's exactly what we're going to keep doing on this channel. Now let's talk about a word that makes people nervous: leverage, borrowed money. Leverage is neither good nor evil. It's just a volume knob for your money. People fall into two extreme camps. Camp 1, borrow everything. Debt is how you get rich. Camp 2, pay off everything today. Debt is evil. Both sides are wrong because debt is just a tool. A hammer can build a house or smash a hole in your drywall. The hammer isn't good or bad. It depends on who's holding it. Debt works the exact same way. Leverage is just a volume knob for your money. If you use borrowed money on a solid plan, leverage turns up the volume on your success. If you use borrowed money recklessly, leverage turns up the volume on a disaster. And this is where having the right mortgage broker matters. A mortgage broker shouldn't be encouraging you to borrow simply because equity is available. A better question is whether the borrowing will strengthen your position after you consider the payment, the cost, your cash flow, your goals, and what happens if life doesn't go according to plan. Just because you qualify and you should do it are two completely different statements. A quick heads up for Canadian viewers. The lending structures and tax rules are different here in Canada, so don't take an American billionaire's financing strategy and assume it applies to you. The point isn't to copy them. The point is to think like them. Instead of asking if debt is good or bad, ask, does taking this on make my family stronger, or does it leave us exposed if I lose my job? If you want a Canadian mortgage broker breaking down these decisions without the sales pitch or financial jargon, subscribe. We're going to keep looking at the mortgage as part of your bigger wealth picture, not as an isolated loan. Your mortgage broker is not your wealth strategy. It is just one piece of your financial structure. This is where so many smart homeowners get stuck. They spend all their energy hyper-focused on the mortgage itself. Imagine you're flying an airplane. You spend 3 straight hours staring directly at the fuel gauge. It's a very important gauge, but it isn't the flight plan. You also need to check your altitude, the weather, where the runway is, and where you're actually trying to land. Your mortgage rate is just one gauge on the dashboard. Your overall strategy has to look at the whole picture: your job, your cash reserves, your investments, your tax bill, and your family's future goals. Instead of constantly asking, how fast can I get rid of my mortgage? Start asking, how do I get the most out of all my money? Instead of asking, what's the absolute lowest rate? Start asking, what setup gives my family the most safety and flexibility? So before you put another $100,000 against your mortgage, ask yourself 3 questions. What am I actually gaining by putting this $100,000 against my mortgage? What financial flexibility am I giving up? If life changes tomorrow, how easily can I access that money again? There is no magic right answer to those 3 questions. The point is that you need to know your answers, because if you don't understand what you're gaining, what you're giving up, and how easily you can get that money back, you're not making a strategic mortgage decision. You're just chasing a zero balance. Ultimately, the goal isn't to get rid of every financial obligation as fast as possible. The goal is to make sure you have the right financial tools for where you're trying to go. Think about it this way. Two hikers are standing at the bottom of a steep mountain. Hiker number 1 looks up and says, "My backpack is too heavy. I need to get rid of it." He throws out his water bottle, his jacket, his map, and his flashlight. Suddenly, his bag is super light and he feels great. Hiker number 2 looks at his backpack and asks, "What in here is actually going to keep me alive on the way up?" He dumps the heavy rocks, but he keeps the water, the map, and the jacket. Who makes it to the top of the mountain? Not the person with the lightest backpack. It's a person who has the right tools for the trip. Don't chase a zero mortgage balance just because it looks good on paper. Look at the whole journey. Look at your risk, your options, your cash reserves. Then decide what job every single dollar should have. If you've built substantial equity in your home, don't immediately ask, "How do I borrow against it?" Ask, "Should I access it at all? And if I do, what would I use it for? What will it cost me? And what new risk am I taking on?" Those are exactly the kind of questions I want Canadian homeowners asking before they make a major mortgage decision. So here's what I would like you to do next. First, grab the free Canadian Homeowner Wealth Assessment using the link below or the QR code. Use it as your starting point for looking at the wealth you built in your home and the bigger financial picture around it. Second, if you're wondering whether you should pay down your mortgage, restructure it, or explore accessing some of your equity, book a call with me using the link below or the QR code. I'm a mortgage broker and we can talk through the mortgage options available to you and the trade-offs that come with them. And third, subscribe, because this channel isn't about helping you get the biggest mortgage possible. It's about helping Canadian homeowners understand their mortgage, their equity, and their options so they can make smarter decisions with the wealth they've already built. Your home may be your biggest asset. Let's make sure you're thinking about it that way.